Hey, my name is Kelton, and the story I chose to do for my creation story video is the Roman story. So, the Romans' creation story takes a lot from the Greeks, and I thought it was interesting how similar it was, but there are some minor differences. So, to start, they kind of have the same idea that it started in chaos, and from chaos came the earth god. I can't remember her name. I want to say it's Gaia, but I think that's, or Gia. I don't know if I'm saying it right. That's the Greek version. And then I'm pretty sure they used Terra Mater. And the idea is that and then from that, with Uranus, they had like the first kids that were divine and celestial. And from there, as they had kids, Uranus was worried that his kids would be too powerful and then overthrow him. So he decided to do, I guess, in his mind, the logical thing, and he cast them out. And these were called the Titans. And the Titans eventually rose up once they did get free because their mom helped them. So their mom, Terra Mater, went down, and freedom gave them, I think it was, I want to say a Sith. I may have said it wrong, but she gave them a very powerful weapon, and together they destroyed their father. And eventually, her son, which is named Kronos, he had kids of his own. They took control of the earth, and he and his siblings kind of did the same thing that his dad did. Kind of got in the same situation of, oh my goodness, my kids are gonna be really powerful, and I know I overthrew my dad, so they may do the same. And so he swallowed them, and his wife was worried, I'm forgetting her name, but his wife wanted to save her son Jupiter, and so she gave him a rock but swaddled it to make it look like a kid. And from there, she had him raised in secret, and once he was old enough, she helped him free his siblings, kind of the same way Kronos did to his dad, which is kind of ironic that they kind of had the same situation. And from there, once Jupiter freed his siblings, they were able to overthrow him, and that kind of gets into their idea of explaining the earth, as Jupiter became the god of the sky, and then Neptune took control of the sea, and then Pluto is the god of the underworld. And I think it's interesting how they kind of get to that point, that they created the belief, the Romans, that these gods are the ones in control, which explains, or at least in their interpretation, how everything functions and why it does what it does. And I thought it was interesting too how much they pulled from the Greeks, because they're very close geographically, and the Greeks kind of had a large influence as they invaded each other, traded with each other. So also though, with that creation, I think it's interesting which ones they emphasized. For example, Ares is much more important to the Romans. Next to Jupiter, he would be like the second most important, whereas the Greeks didn't value the god of war as much. So that's the creation story.